Hey, Goosey, come on. Let's go. Come on, let's go. Do you need me to pick you up? Yes. We found out about the train derailment on Friday, and I just thought it was like, oh, isn't that a crazy thing? A train derailed right by Leaks gas station. Like, that's a pretty bad situation. And then you just kind of go through the weekend and you think it's under control because you don't hear anything. And then we all got text message alerts that night saying that basically the situation over in East Palestine was like getting less stable and, you know, evacuate the 1 mile area, which right here we're about a little over 3 miles as the crow flies from where the derailment was. Okay, well, I guess if we needed to leave, they would tell us something. But then Monday morning, I take my kids to daycare in Chippewa, and I was coming back here just to check to see if anyone had lambs. And then I saw that 51 was closed, and which I didn't know about. And then I came in and I, you know, encountered a state trooper at the intersection to turn to come to the farm. So I stopped and I said, hey, can I get into my farm? And he said, no, you can't. The road's closed. Like, we can't let you go that way. And I was like, well, I need to take care of my animals, you know. Because when things go awry, they can go awry pretty quickly with lambing. So you want to just be there to assist. Anyway, I went in anyway. I went a little back way, down another road, and got in. But as I was coming in, I called my mother-in-law, who lives on the farm, and said, hey, do you know 51 is closed? And they weren't going to let me come back here. And she had no clue. So I was not allowed to come in. But she was in the zone where I couldn't go, and she didn't know anything. I had some farmer friends from other parts of the county text me and say, hey, do you need us to take anything in? Do you need us to do anything? Like, people were asking me, and I said, I don't know. I don't know what I need to do, because there's no information, except I know that they closed the road, but they're not telling anyone to leave. And that was, I mean, from seeing other people's posts on Facebook and just talking to everyone, that was a big point of confusion for a lot of people in Darlington and around here, because we didn't know what to do. And I remember signing up for the alert system, and they're like, well, you got to do this, because if not, you're not going to know. Well, I fucking did, and you still didn't tell me anything until right when it, like, oh, it's an hour before. Hunker down, everybody. They can do detailed ones where they can, and very specific to like certain areas, right? Because they know where you're at. So they could have, I don't know how evacuations work, but they could have made it clear, like, things are going on. This is the evacuation zone. If you're like in a 5 mile radius or a 4 mile radius, you might want to think about, like, if you're comfortable, leave. You know, we're hearing all kinds of things, and people will, like, if there's a vacuum, people will fill it with information, whether it's good or not. And like, that's the whole thing about emergencies, right? Like, you have to prepare for any kind of crazy situation, and you have to just be able to, like, problem solve your way through it. But along the way, you have to communicate with people. Like, you don't want to give them too much to scare them, but if you don't tell them something, people will make it up, especially with social media. I mean, people up here already feel, I guess, like, people in rural areas feel a little, like, we already feel like people don't care about what the people out in the, you know, outskirts think. I mean, we're at the very top part of the county. Like, you feel like you're kind of on your own. Yeah, my animals look to me, I have to look to someone else. I was looking to Governor DeWine to give me information. Me, a tax-paying resident, small business owner in Pennsylvania. I know emergencies are tough. I know this is tough, and no one foresaw this happening. But just, you gotta do better. You gotta do better. You can't shut the road down and then not tell all the people within the zone that just not tell them anything. They just have to assume they're cool. You gotta do better.